My God.
Gabby Hoffman.
I have at times felt very, very lost.
And Taya Leone.
Who's that?
That's your grandmother.
Wow. God.
On the next Finding Your Roots.
Tuesday night at 7 on Arizona PBS. Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
Hospice of the Valley, medical, social, and spiritual care for patients nearing end of life, and support for their families. A not-for-profit community hospice, HOV.org.
Deanne Griebel, now with Moores & Cabot Investments, serving investors since 1890, proudly supports quality programming on 8 Arizona PBS, 480-725-9602.
From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
A standing ovation for House Speaker Paul Ryan as the House passes a sweeping Republican tax bill promising big cuts. Reactions from the Arizona delegation next.
Plus, Native American women face domestic violence at much higher rates than the rest of the country. How a local organization is trying to improve these women's odds.
And more than a month after the massacre in Las Vegas, local high schoolers are sending their well wishes to first responders.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Lysandra Marquez.
And I'm Blakely McHugh. Thank you for joining us.
President Donald Trump calls the House passage of the $1.5 trillion tax package, quote, a big step toward delivering on the Republican Party's promise of tax cuts by year's end. Cronkite News reporter Trevor Fay is tracking the latest on Capitol Hill.
The House passed the tax package today by a margin of 227 to 205, with only Republican votes in favor of the bill. No Arizona lawmakers crossed party lines.
We ask the people of this country who are struggling, give us a chance to make good by you. Give us a chance to make lives better for you. Give us a chance to improve your life. This conference today did one of the greatest things we could possibly do to make good on that promise, and I'm so proud.
While Speaker Paul Ryan got a standing ovation, Republican Representative Andy Biggs says the passage means Arizonans would keep more of their own paychecks to help stimulate the economy. But Democratic Representative Kirsten Sinema called the passage bad for middle-income Arizonans and small businesses. And fellow Congressman Tom O'Halloran agrees.
Pressure will be put on local and state and county governments to raise taxes and property taxes and to make up for the shortfalls of money coming in from the federal government. So for that middle class family, again, we might get south of zero as far as the impact. We might increase their tax burden.
Senate Republicans are debating their own version of the tax legislation in the more sharply divided chamber. Trump has said he wants to deliver a Christmas present in the form of tax cuts. Live on Capitol Hill, Trevor Fay, Cronkite News.
Elsewhere on Capitol Hill, a Senate committee was questioning a former Arizonan for a top job at the Pentagon, and Senator John McCain wasn't happy with the answers they were getting. Fraser Allen Best reports.
An Arizona native nominated to be Undersecretary of Defense faced tough questions today from Senator John McCain and an unlikely ally, Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren. John Rood was grilled over his role as the former Vice President for defense contractor Lockheed Martin, and the lawmakers were not happy with his responses.
I suggest you answer the question or you're going to have trouble getting through this committee.
McCain opened the Armed Services Committee hearing concerned about the number of Trump and Obama defense appointees with industry ties. But Warren took the issue head on.
You served as Senior Vice President for Lockheed Martin International. According to your official bio submitted to the committee, your responsibilities included, quote, managing marketing and government relations activities overseas.
Warren then asked Rood if he'd stay out of policy decisions that could benefit his former company. When Rood's response went on, both senators pushed back.
Myself of all financial.
So I'm asking you the question, will you recuse yourself from policy discussions?
Mr. Rood, I suggest you answer the question to the senator.
Warren and Rood had the same exchange repeatedly during their questioning.
I don't understand why the answer isn't just yes or no.
Warren never got the yes or no answer she wanted, leading McCain, the committee chairman, to end the hearing with words of caution.
Obviously, you are ducking the answer here, and it will have a bearing on the vote in this committee.
In Washington, Fraser Allen Best, Cronkite News.
And even though the hearing ended, the proceedings did not. Senator McCain told Mr. Rood that he'll be given the question in writing. No date has been set for the final confirmation hearing.
The Phoenix City Council has voted to take legal action against opioid manufacturers and distributors. Reporter Emily Richardson talked to Phoenix Mayor Greg Stanton about plans to battle the opioid crisis.
Mayor Stanton and council members Deborah Stark and Thelda Williams wrote a letter to the city manager to request this item be placed on the agenda. Stanton says the epidemic has created incredible strains on Phoenix, and he blames the pharmaceutical industries.
This is not acceptable. It really goes to our values. You know, we're not going to let companies come in here motivated by profit, get away with this when they haven't provided accurate information, and it's destroyed so many lives.
Phoenix is joining cities like Chicago and Santa Fe in taking drug companies to court over money spent battling the epidemic. According to their letter, the costs include fire department vehicles carrying an overdose antidote, detectives spending time on drug calls, increased jail costs, and homelessness. Since June, more than 500 Arizonans have died due to a suspected opioid-related death. But the council says these examples barely scratch the surface of how the community has been affected. The letter did not show the amount of money the city is seeking, but the city attorney plans to send a letter of demand to the pharmaceutical companies. And if needed, Phoenix will hire an outside law firm. Cronkite News is dedicated to covering the opioid crisis, and you can watch our documentary, Hooked RX, From Prescription to Addiction, and find resources for getting help online at hookedrx.org. Emily Richardson, Cronkite News.
President Donald Trump believes the voters of Alabama should decide Roy Moore's fate and finds the sexual misconduct allegations against the Republican Senate candidate, quote, very troubling. The White House offered its first comments on Trump's behalf regarding that case, following new allegations against Democratic Senator Al Franken. Franken issued an apology today after a Los Angeles radio anchor said Franken forcibly kissed her during a USO rehearsal 11 years ago. Arizona Senator Jeff Flake tweeted that he's disgusted by Franken's behavior and that the Senate Ethics Committee should open an investigation. The Arizona House of Representatives has hired an outside lawyer to look into the allegations of sexual harassment at the state legislature. Craig Morgan has worked with them before, serving as a special counsel to the House Ethics Committee in 2012. 9 women have accused State Representative Don Shooter of sexual harassment, including lobbyists, lawmakers, and the publisher of the Arizona Republic. A bipartisan team was initially put in charge of the probe, but they turned to an outside attorney as the nature and number of allegations grew.
Veterans in Arizona are nearly 4 times more likely to take their own lives than average citizens. This according to a report from the ASU Center for Violence Prevention and Community Safety. The study also found that Arizona's rate for suicides is 55 per 100,000 veterans, compared with a nationwide rate of 38. The youngest Arizona vets from 18 to 34 years old are the most vulnerable age group. 80% of veteran suicides in Arizona are committed with firearms, compared to 66% nationally. And male veterans are 3 times more likely to take their own lives than female veterans. This report shows numbers significantly higher than the VA has shared in the past, but the director of the ASU Center says they're sticking with their findings.
A University of Arizona research center is teaming up with a respiratory hospital in Denver to improve asthma care on the Navajo Nation. Asthma rates are up to 3 times higher among Navajos than the general population. Researchers will work with children, schools, and nurses on diagnosing and managing the condition.
According to the Arizona Coalition to End Sexual and Domestic Violence, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men have experienced domestic violence in their lifetime. Cronkite News reporter Courtney Malley takes a closer look at one particular group that feels they're not getting the resources they need.
The coalition also says Native American women face domestic violence at rates much higher than the national average. This can be attributed to many factors, but I spoke to 3 women who say domestic violence in their community is due primarily to a lack of awareness.
And then that's when I heard my uncle say, I don't know how you're going to tell Kayla, but your mom didn't make it.
22-year-old Kayla White was just 12 years old when her mom was killed by her father.
The way she had things set up for my siblings and I, she knew something was going to happen to her.
Growing up, Kayla says she didn't realize she was seeing signs of domestic violence at home, and she's not the only one. Native American women have a 50% higher chance of facing domestic violence abuse than any other woman in the United States. And on average, Native Americans ages 12 and older experience nearly 6,000 sexual assaults per year, 25% of those committed by a close family member.
She didn't really want to say anything because she wanted to protect our family and our family name.
In many of the reservations, there's no outlets like counseling, therapy, none of that. It's basic programs.
These women say the high rates of domestic violence on Native American reservations are due to a lack of communication and a lack of resources, just like the women's shelter behind me.
There was no homes, there was no anything.
One organization, however, is providing help and relief. The Community Alliance Against Family Abuse is working toward creating more accessible and applicable resources for Native American reservations in southern Arizona.
One of our big concentrations is specifically on better serving the tribal communities, because we recognize, one of the biggest barriers to service right now is just access. Someone experiences sexual assault, say in Casa Grande or Maricopa, they actually have to be driven up to Scottsdale or to Mesa.
Although Native American communities are still experiencing domestic violence rates higher than average,
I would say they do have their own unique barriers that they face. Having the rural isolation, having the historical trauma, having potential substance use problems, because some of them didn't even have a name for sexual assault.
Townsend says they have a comprehensive plan for the next 3 years to hopefully change that.
Because back then it was just like, oh, this thing happened, this is gonna ruin my family. But the way I see it now is that it's made us stronger in a way.
Studies have shown domestic and sexual violence rates increase during times of stress, but the staff of the Community Alliance Against Family Abuse wants to emphasize that abuse is not a one-time act. For more resources on domestic violence relief, you can go to our website at cronkitenews.azpbs.org. In the Broadcast Center, Courtney Malley, Cronkite News.
And some good news tonight. Letters from a Valley High School thanking the first responders who helped during the Vegas shooting were just delivered. Reporter Monica Sampson shows us the impact those handwritten notes had.
I've noticed that a lot of students are feeling very grateful, as well as they wish they could have done so much more for the tragedy in Las Vegas, but these notes have led them to being able to actually do something, to take action.
It was a chance meeting at a local coffee shop that brought Centennial High School senior Chelsea Opat and Nothing But Love Notes founder Natalie Riley together. Riley was writing notes to first responders who tried to help the dozens of victims of the Las Vegas shooting. Opat volunteered to help, taking the idea to her classmates. 100 letters turned into more than 500 in 24 hours.
It's amazing to know that it spread like that there's a lot of love in this world.
1,300 letters were delivered to the Las Vegas Metro Police Department last week. The letters were delivered on a local holiday called Nevada Day. Some of the recipients of the letters were Las Vegas firefighters and local police officers. Nothing But Love Notes encourages anyone, whether personally affected by a tragedy or just wanting to give a helping hand, to write a love note. In Phoenix, Monica Sampson, Cronkite News.
The Main Street of America could be getting a new designation. Coming up on Cronkite News, how a new bill can make Route 66 a historic trail and revitalize the iconic highway in the process.
Editor of the PBS NewsHour. The journalists of tomorrow face a fast-changing media landscape, but quality news remains vitally important to our communities, our country, and our world. At ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, students learn solid, reliable reporting, holding the powerful accountable, and rebuilding the public's trust. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS, preparing the next generation for a stronger future of journalism.
Show where we tackle the taboo
and debate the tough questions with some of the most interesting minds in the game. I'm Carlos Watson. Electrifying conversation. Friday, only on PBS.
The stretch of westbound US 60 between Rural Road and Interstate 10 is ranked third for the highest number of freeway accidents in the Phoenix metro area. Sydney Eisenberg joins us now with how the Arizona Department of Transportation and City of Tempe is taking steps to lower those numbers.
That's right, Blakely. And while ADOT doesn't have a solution quite yet, they're trying to test to see if closing the Mill Avenue on-ramp will help lower the number of accidents in that area.
The US 60 between I-10 and Rural Road sees a lot of traffic and a lot of accidents. That's why the Arizona Department of Transportation closed the westbound US 60 on-ramp at Mill Avenue yesterday to see how it affects the number of accidents that occur on that busy stretch of the freeway.
In a recent evaluation, ADOT says that more than half of drivers who would enter using this westbound on-ramp would often cut across several lanes of traffic trying to get onto the I-10 going eastbound. It was during those lane changes where many accidents would occur.
In the past 3 years, there have been 672 crashes in that area. 2 of those crashes were fatal. After the study is finished, ADOT will work with the City of Tempe to come up with the proper solution. That could be anything from more signage to changing the design of the on-ramp.
It could come down to saying, do we require the traffic getting on at Mill Avenue to stay to the right and actually use the ramp toward westbound I-10 only?
Until a solution is found, ADOT spokesman Doug Ninsel says drivers should take it upon themselves to stay safe.
If you're in this stretch, you need to be ready to slow down. You need to be very cautious about lane changes that are taking place.
For now, the westbound US 60 on-ramp at Mill Avenue will be closed until 11 p.m. this Saturday. Drivers can still use the Rural Road on-ramp in order to get onto the US 60 westbound.
ADOT says they won't know the results of that study until next year. Meanwhile, the Mother Road, Route 66, which spans northern Arizona, is getting some attention in Congress.
And Cronkite News reporter Bailey Vogt has a plan on a historic designation.
The song Standing on the Corner in Winslow, Arizona, and that's my district.
Arizona Representative Tom O'Halloran almost sang as he talked about the Route 66 National Historic Trail Designation Act. The bill establishes the iconic highway as a historic trail.
It's one of the great highways of America, one of the ways that we as a country got from the Chicago area all the way to the West Coast.
At a House committee hearing Wednesday, Bill Thomas, chairman of the Route 66 Road Ahead Partnership, said the road originally helped connect isolated areas.
It began as a means of economic development for small towns along it. It connected them and their rural farm areas to new markets.
Once the interstate was created, Route 66 impact faded away. Thomas said that this bill could bring tourism income for towns along the highway once again.
All of those towns up and down Route 66 can benefit economically from the road, and the fact that it would be designated as a National Historic Trail will bring focus to those efforts.
Thomas said another benefit would be helping travelers stay on the historic route.
National Historic Trail signage would help very much in that regard.
O'Halloran said that the chance to restore Route 66 is the reason he is co-sponsoring this bill.
Even today, there's people from all over the world that come to America to visit Route 66.
In Washington, Bailey Vogt, Cronkite News.
A Rutgers University study of the road's economic impact says Route 66 has brought tens of millions of dollars of economic investment and created thousands of tourism-related jobs along the 2,400-mile road. Lysandra, back to you in the studio.
The holiday season is right around the corner and Schnepp Farms is gearing up for its winter wonderland. But you might find something unusual on the farm. Coming up on Cronkite News, why the peach trees are blooming at Schnepp Farms 3 months early.
And weekend temperatures in your Thanksgiving Day forecast coming up next.
I'm Ted Simons, host and managing editor of Arizona Horizon.
Join us each weekday at 5:30 and 10 as we bring you the top newsmakers who impact the state. We cover the stories in depth that shape and affect our local communities, and we take the time to ensure that all voices are equally heard. For more than 30 years, Arizona Horizon has been your voice and your source for what matters most, right here on Arizona PBS.
Officially from 36, and he hooks it in. Arizona State wins. Heaving one deep, and it is caught. Jalen Strong, do you believe it?
Schnepp Farms is the largest grower of peaches in Arizona, but this year some of the blossoms are popping up too soon. Emily Bloom is in Queen Creek with more on why our weather may be to blame.
Here in Arizona, we've had an unusually warm fall so far, and Schnepp Farms is dealing with the effects of that. Every November, Schnepp Farms owners wrap up their pumpkin festival and begin preparing for holiday events.
We just have an issue of the trees being confused.
But this year,
we've got a tiny little peach that's growing inside of there.
they're seeing something a bit unusual.
My wife was out here. We have a wedding venue nearby, and so she was walking through the orchard and said, "Oh my gosh!" She calls me up on the phone and says, "Mark, there's some bloom out here." And I said, "Nah, it can't be."
Schnepp says the blossoms aren't supposed to come until February.
I started walking and realized it wasn't just an isolated one tree incident. It's scattered throughout the orchard.
He says usually by this time of year we've had a cold snap that puts the trees to sleep for the winter. But meteorologist Paul Inigith says so far we've had above normal temps for the month of November.
October had no measurable rainfall here in Phoenix, and that was the second time that has happened.
The second time in as long as records have been kept. Inigith says as of right now we're on track to have the warmest year ever.
I grew up here on the farm. I've been growing peaches for 40 years. I've never seen bloom this time of year before.
Fortunately, the farm has about 5,000 peach trees, so your supply for the upcoming spring isn't entirely on the line. But as for the confused trees,
It's already bloomed. The blossoms have dried up and gone. This area is not going to bloom again. So we've lost the crop of peaches on this part of the tree.
Schnepp and his wife have been watching the trees closely, and they haven't noticed any more blooms, so they're hoping the trees are now dormant.
I mean, they look good. It's just the wrong time of year.
To make up for the lack of rain that we've seen over the past couple of months, Schnepp has been watering this entire area. In Queen Creek, Emily Bloom, Cronkite News.
And although our temperatures are slightly above average, it was a beautiful day here in Phoenix today. We are currently sitting at 83 degrees, sunny skies, and humidity just around 12%. Looking around the temperatures across the whole country, southern Arizona wins for the warmest temperatures of the day today, which doesn't come as a shock to many of us. Looking around the state of Arizona, we have temperatures at 70 degrees in Show Low and 77 degrees in Lake Havasu. Honing in on our valley temperatures, we are seeing 80s all throughout, 82 degrees in Laveen, 87 degrees in Goodyear, and 83 degrees in Buckeye. Going into our weekend, tomorrow is going to be 83 degrees with partly cloudy skies. And as we go into our week, we are going to have cloudy skies on Monday and Tuesday with a high of 80 degrees on both days. And on our Turkey Day, we are going to see a high of 85 degrees and sunny skies. For Cronkite Weather, I'm Holly Bach.
Cardinals running back David Johnson is out for the rest of the season.
But he's not letting a wrist injury keep him from playing some games.
Coming up on Cronkite News, why Johnson has picked up a ping pong paddle, all in the name of making a difference.
Hello from the children of planet Earth.
Human beings are a curious bunch.
What are we going to see when we get really close?
Oh my God, absolutely spectacular.
We are at a remarkable moment.
Yes.
We're going farther than any exploration ever has.
Yesterday, Arizona Cardinals running back David Johnson went to the Boys and Girls Club for a charity event to help low-income youth. Cronkite sports reporter Ryan Curry shows how Johnson used ping pong to promote positive play and help kids stay active.
Ping pong. It can be as competitive as an Olympic event or as casual as a simple backyard game. But Arizona Cardinals running back David Johnson, who is currently out for the season with a wrist injury, sees the game as an opportunity to encourage kids at the Metro Phoenix Boys and Girls Club to stay active.
It lifts my spirits a lot. It makes me, appreciate the platform that I have, being able to come out here and just make kids excited and just have fun with them. The biggest thing. And, me with the down year, not being able to play, it just, makes me happy again to be out here and put some smiles on their faces.
Johnson injured his left wrist at the beginning of the football season. That keeps him away from the field and allows him to do more charitable work, like come here to the Boys and Girls Club and play some ping pong.
I got the cast off. I've been playing though since, you only got to use one hand to play ping pong. So I've been trying to get ready for this event. I was excited to come out here and just be active, have fun with the kids.
In a Players Tribune article last year, Johnson wrote about being bullied growing up and admitted that he was scared to play with other kids. Now he uses his position as a professional football player to encourage children in lower-income neighborhoods to stay positive and have fun.
There's something really special about those athletes when they come out and they're really genuine. They know where they came from. They want to give back to their community. He's just one that maintains character. When he's here, he comes by himself. He doesn't come with an entire entourage. He comes and he plays with the kids, and he's the real deal.
The Boys and Girls Club said Johnson wants to come back next year. However, after dodgeball last year and ping pong yesterday, it's up in the air what game he wants to play when he returns. In Phoenix, Ryan Curry, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, House Speaker J.D. Mesnard talks about allegations of sexual harassment at the state capitol. And we'll hear about the latest Arizona Town Hall, which tackled education funding in Arizona.
I'm Hari Srinivasan on the next NewsHour, breaking down the winners and losers in the Republican tax plan. That's Thursday on the PBS NewsHour.
And that's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Next time on The Coroner, a murder victim was killed in the stolen car of a wealthy businessman, and the victim had multiple identities.
How did you meet him?
On a dating site.
Have you never used a dating site before?
No.
Seriously?
Seriously. The Coroner.
Tonight at 8 on Arizona PBS. Explore new ideas and new worlds here on Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University.
This is a good one. Is it my birthday?
Now you can access more of your favorite PBS shows than ever before.
You don't mean it. Yes.
Introducing PBS Passport, a new member benefit that lets you binge the latest seasons and catch up on your favorites.
You've made me a